Coming to the stage is Glenn, ladies and gentlemen. Glenn! Thank you very much. Another applause for Mark. That was fantastic, Mark. We've been here for a week together, and still making me laugh. I'm almost ashamed if you're going to be let down. I'm really sorry about this. My name is Glenn. That's with two N's. My mother had a slight stutter, so technically it's Glenn. I'm the youngest of four kids. My oldest, well, not my oldest, my mother's oldest, my oldest sister. Her name is Cookie. And there's the two boys, Ralph and fuck it. When we were little, we got in trouble. We got our share of beatings, or as we called them in Baltimore. Whoopings. We got whooped. We just got whooped. I mean, we got whooped. We got hit with anything my mother could find. She wasn't picky. If she was up here, it'd be this hat, be that bottle. It didn't matter. Pillows, garter belt. And I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever been hit with a garter belt. I don't know if anybody remembers what a garter belt is, but those fuckers hurt, okay? And she would beat us until we were like 50 shades of black and blue. I mean, there was nonstop. But that was not the worst thing she ever hit us with. The worst thing was our cat. See, you don't believe me. My wife didn't believe me at first either, but it was our cat. My mother and my sister were having an argument. I don't remember what it was about. I think it was about whether or not I looked more like the mailman or the milkman. But at any rate, their words are flying back and forth. I mean, the tempers flying, words flying. Next thing you know, the cat walks in. Cat flying. My sister's back. And just sat there. And got pissed. And that sound that cats make when they're pissed. Oh. Oh. And he was, I swear, when he left the room, I could hear him say, "Fuck!" And my brother said, "What?" But now, I see that Adrian Peterson, running back for the Minnesota Vikings, is in trouble in Texas for beating his kid. Well, now I'm not condoning child abuse at all. My thing is, I could see if this was Massachusetts, it's a great liberal bastion, or Hollywood with the elites. But this is Texas, where you can carry a loaded gun into a bar just because it's your right. Or you can shoot a man in the face with birdshot because after a few beers he looks just like a quail. They still have corporal punishment. And their state motto is, if it ain't dead, he ain't done yet. Now I'm upset because Peterson, he could beat his kid, but he couldn't beat the Packers. I mean, this... I'm sorry, I don't get it. Texas is a state where lighting your fart is a competitive sport. Okay, it's a place where men die with their boots on, and logic and reason just goes there to die. See, but I'm not condoning child abuse. I'm not. I mean, I have my share of whoopings. I turned out okay. But I'm saying you have to know your kid, because not every kid needs to be beat. Some kids you can talk to. Some kids can be reasoned with. Some kids you can punish. But if they're real bad, don't feel. I mean, they're real bad if they're real bad. Make them binge watch some Jerry Springer or some Honey Boo Boo. No. And Peterson said that he doesn't count. He lost count when he was hitting his kid. See, I don't believe in spanking a child when you're angry, or when you're hungry, or when you just quit smoking. You don't do that out of anger. The idea is to get him to learn something. So he lost count. He didn't focus. See, that was my mom's problem. My mom couldn't focus because she had too much going on in there. You know, when she was beating us, she had to like restrain you, and then she had to lecture you. You know, she had to beat you, and she had to quiz you about why you were being beat. She would ask you, you know why I'm beating you? And if you didn't know, she'd beat you again. And the lectures, I knew all of my mother's lectures. I heard them all. And I knew those lectures like the back of my mother's hand. I'd heard them all before. Now, kids know when they've done something wrong, usually. You know. And if they don't know, they find out. And they find out in a universal way. They hear all three names. You know, all three names. Like, Richard! Beat Bird shot Cheney! He knows he's in trouble. Now, in my case, when I heard all three names, I knew two things. I knew I was in trouble, and I knew I had about 15 minutes to get in the house because my mom had that stutter. And I had 5 N's in my name, 2 D's, an F, and an apostrophe. My mom could not get over that apostrophe. I knew I had time to get in the house. And I'm going to tell you, there is no stutter like an apostrophe stutter, because an apostrophe stutter don't stop. And so you have time to get into the house and check things out and make sure, what's in the room, what can she hit me with? Okay, I'll hide the vase. I'll hide her scotch. Well, she's not going to hit us with the scotch. She's not going to waste the liquor. But I'll hide the dog, because I remember the cat. I'm going to hide the dog. Now, we were smart. We got a boxer, no tail. But we didn't think it through. We didn't have him neutered. We had to take the dog outside. And that was a choice, not doing him. That was something that we would regret. Well, actually, him and my stepfather would both regret about a year later. But, so you hide everything. But then that's it. The beatings start. You know, there's no real ceremony. My mother would grab us and she'd say, "How many times do I have to tell you to take the trash out? How many? Huh? 1? No, I don't think so. I told you 6 times. 6. Now, you're thinking she's repetitive. No, she's teaching us. See, that 666 is a reference to my mother beating the devil out of us. And my mother loved a good literary device, even when she was beating us. So 6! 6 o'clock is what time you got home from that floozy's house. Whoa. Oh, see, that was Dad that got home at 6. I'm Glenn. And my mother never apologized. She would just look at you and go, "And why didn't you empty the trash?" It was Rap's turn. It was my week to do the dishes. And without skipping a beat, my mother looked at us and go, "Well, I'm sure you did something I didn't catch you for. I'm sure you got away with something."